Well, breaking news coming in on Senator Fatima Payman, this Labor senator so much spoken about after she crossed the floor. We were reporting earlier on Sky News that she could abstain on the key vote to do with sheep exports. And Andrew, what's been confirmed now?
She says she's abstaining on everything and she's been exiled. This is her statement. Yesterday, the Prime Minister suspended me indefinitely from caucus. Since then, I've lost all contact with my caucus colleagues. I've been removed from caucus meetings, committees, internal group chats and whips bulletins. I've been told to avoid all chamber duties. I've been exiled. These actions lead me to believe some members are attempting to intimidate me into resigning from the Senate. As a result, I'll abstain from voting on Senate matters for the remainder of the week unless a matter of conscience arises where I'll uphold the true values and principles of the Labor Party. Will that be Palestine? I will use this time to reflect on my future and the best way to represent the people of Western Australia. I said earlier in the program, I reckon she's leaving the Labor Party. That sounds more and more like it. Will she go to the Greens or be an independent?
But also, big line there talking about I'm abstaining on everything, which is government legislation, except a matter of conscience. Now, the Greens today wouldn't reveal whether they'll move that exact same motion again in the Senate this week. I would think they will.
The speculation
and
they will
she's saying,
tomorrow.
unless there's a matter of conscience arises, well, that means she's going to abstain on everything the government wants and can vote with the Greens when it comes to the one thing the PM does not want her to cross the floor on.
Imagine if you are a Labor MP in a fight in a marginal seat like Peter Clennell, who we spoke to before the break, a seat of Wills up against the Greens. And this issue is a massive issue where Labor is losing votes to the left, and you've got a senator who's in there safe for another 5 years, acting like this and going against party lines like this. It would be infuriating when they have got an election coming within a year, like Clennell and others, where the Greens are a massive threat.
I think Jed Carney as well.
Oh, this would be... I mean, I know the Prime Minister would be very upset with the way all this has been managed. The Treasurer, because this is July 1, they want to argue economics. But imagine those marginal seat holders. They'd be fuming.
This is Peter Slipper, Mal Coulson areas, it has to be said. This is at that level in terms of just giving the bird to the PM. That's what she's doing.
And your party.
But she does still have support within the rank and file. I think I have to continue to point that out. I think she would like to be expelled. I think that's easier for her if he pushes her out the door. That must be part of the Prime Minister's calculations here, is he doesn't want to give her...
Look, abstaining is this grey area we should bring up. So I was talking to a couple of Labor MPs about this earlier. Often they abstain quietly, so you can just not turn up when both major parties support a vote.
Yep.
Or you can ask for permission from the whip at the time. But this is saying... not voting. I mean, this is going to be...
This is telegraphing that to the PMO.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm not going to vote for anything you want.
She wants to be martyred, OK? And she will be. I mean, you can't carry on like this in a political party. Who do you think got her there? The Labor Party. The Labor Party got her elected there, not Fatima. They didn't go Fatima Payman, we'd never heard of
The PM made that very clear this morning on radio.
But
you don't think a quarter of a million people voted for...
What Labor do say is they're very proud of their diversity, which she's a part of, and I think this will be an interesting challenge for all parties going forward. If you want to be more representative, you get more people inside the tent. This is not me saying she's 100% done the right thing, but I think this is an interesting part of it. First of all, that diversity, it can't just be a box, so then you'll get more and more voices with a different view, and also something generational. We get a lot of things right now in different workplaces where younger generations are like, great, they were your rules, they're not ours anymore. It's a more autonomous generation, I think.
So no one should obey rules?
I'm not saying that.
No, but I think there is a generational shift, Clennell, of if you do think about it, it is a little absurd that you can't vote for what you want. If it's such a big deal to you, why can't you cross the floor like on the other side? I know it's been the policy in Labor for a very, very long time. That's what makes this so significant. But I can see why, as a young senator, you come in, you're so passionate about this, you're hearing it from people talking to you outside of this building, that's why she feels emboldened to do it.
The Prime Minister, effectively your boss, asks you twice to do something and you completely disobey them and embarrass them on national television in a statement, and that cannot have consequence. I mean,
that's not what we're saying. We're just saying what this could increasingly look like. I thought that the fact that Anne Ali said she'd been a big supporter of hers, but she said she didn't raise this at all in previous caucus meetings, was the biggest eyebrow raiser to me. Now, maybe, I know you say it goes to this sort of compliant caucus room, maybe that's the fact. I don't know.
Ed Husick reached out to her and she never spoke to him. So there's just greater forces at play here, and I would suggest the Greens. The Greens are corralling part of this along. on a young, impressionable
Well, they won't confirm publicly whether they've spoken to her or not.
That's
what they
right.
say.
And we spoke to David Shipper.
I've spoken to many Labor people, as you all have, who have been tortured, really, emotionally found this very hard, this Gaza conflict.
Yeah.
She is not the only one in that party room who feels strongly about the plight of civilians in Gaza. And I've got to say, there've been emotional discussions I've had with a number of those Labor MPs. And she might end up being the martyr out of this, as you put it, but I can guarantee you there are many Labor MPs who would feel like, if this is a conscience matter, well, I feel just as strong as Fatima.
Yeah.
But I'm doing this, I'm trying to shift the argument internally.